Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. The government of Guyana, with assistance from the United Kingdom, embarked on a 4-month national cyber risk assessment through the National Data Management Authority.
The National Cyber Risk Assessment, which is the focus of this workshop, is a key part of our government's agenda of realizing a robust cybersecurity posture that will enable the protection of our people, digital assets, and digital reputation, improve our cyber resilience, and foster a culture of good online behavior.
The inaugural One Health meeting was held to reintroduce the implementation of a One Health approach in Guyana. This has been used for pandemic prevention, preparedness, and response.
This One Health agenda is very important because we see this is the logical way in which we can make our country very resilient. And the investments that we are going to make over time are going to be to improve surveillance, laboratory capacity, human capacity, and not just limited to animal health, but also to look at what is going on in terms of the environment and so forth.
Guyana has received help from the Canadian government to improve maternal, newborn, and child health in hinterland regions. The development of an all-weather farm-to-market road will soon provide farmers of Victoria and neighboring communities on the east coast of the Demerara with greater access to their farmlands, which will help to boost productivity.
In our plan to develop the agriculture sector, to become food secure, you are part and a big part of our plan, the east coast of Demerara. And we know for a fact that the East Coast was once a very productive area for us in this country. And we will make you once again productive for the development of our country. We will ensure that we empower each and every one of you.
The production capacity of Demerara Distillers Limited, DDL, will be enhanced with the aid of an Inter-American Development Bank loan.
This investment will also create a larger market for farmers who grow foods and rear dairy animals. And so from that perspective, it fits perfectly within the 25 by 25 initiative that is being led by President Ali, the Caribbean initiative for promoting greater food security, for promoting agri-business and agro-processing, and primary agricultural production.
To further overhaul the sugar industry, $532 million in contracts were inked for the Guyana Sugar Corporation, Gaisuku.
This year, we are hoping that the Rose Hall estate will be operable in the second crop, and there are a number of projects that are earmarked both for Albion, Rose Hall, and also the other two estates, Blairmont and Iflot.
The ministry received the 2 manuals from the Food and Agriculture Organization and the World Wildlife Fund Guyanas to further advance the sector.
And we will continue to work with all the fisher folks in the various sectors, especially the Trawlers Association. Just ask the Trawlers Association that they need help in terms of marketing because the production, we have seen an increase in production. We have to find new markets, and we'll be working with them very closely to see how we can find new markets. With the small fisher folks, we'll continue to work with you to support you to make the necessary facilities available.
Guyana will increase its food production as the Ministry of Agriculture will be receiving technical support from India.
You know that we will start the hemp cultivation shortly. So there are a number of technical personnel that were identified. I have had a number of meetings with them. They are sung, they qualify, and I am hoping that we can engage them. So I'm working now with the High Commissioner from India so that we can set up the parameters for them to come to Guyana to help us in those fields.
The long-anticipated British Airways has officially arrived in Guyana. Its twice-weekly flights to Guyana via the St. Lucia route have begun.
For an investment decision to fly the Guyana route, it took some amount of doing, some amount of calculation, and some amount of confidence in Guyana. And I'm hoping that other airlines follow suit, as British Airways did, to fly this route.
Connecting the world to Guyana remains a priority of this government. We see Guyana as an active part of a global travel network, and we are continually engaging major airlines with a view to encouraging them to serve this destination.
As part of modernizing the Chadijagan International Airport into an aviation hub, 2 new boarding bridges were commissioned.
We were not going to accept the reduced footprint, and we were not going to accept the reduced approach to the modernization of the Chadijagan International Airport. In 2015, when this contract was signed, it was envisaged that we will have 8 boarding bridges. When we came to government, we met 4.
Guyana has gained its very own helideck inspector, who can inspect the floating production storage and offloading vessels. Government was able to present the Prosperity FPSO with its helideck license upon careful inspection.
That is why investment in human resource development as Guyana develops this new sector is important.
Neighborhood Democratic Councils, NDCs in Hararuni, Yarracabra, Lamaha, Yarracabra, Suicide Caledonia, Good Success, Little Diamond, Herstelling, Mocha, Arcadia, and Eccles, Ramsburg received the tractors, equipment, and subventions in the amount of $2.5 million each for development within their communities.
Resources were allocated for the procurement of different types of machinery so that NDCs can provide better services.
The Ministry of Housing and Water's first Dream Realize House Lot Allocation Drive for 2023 will be held next month, where approximately 2,000 house lots will be distributed along the East Coast Corridor.
When we talk about progress in this government and in the housing sector, we mean progress. This is progress. This is transformation.
The dream of 100 residents of Region 3 of living in their own homes is now coming to fruition. Government made that possible with the distribution of steel and cement subsidies.
What we want to ensure is that we improve on the village economy or the regional economy so that there are the suppliers that have been identified from the region.
The construction of 154 low-income houses is underway in Lenora, Edinburgh, and Cornelia Ida, Region 3. The 20 by 30 two-bedroom flat unit, together with the land, costed $5.5 million.
By the end of this week, we're hoping at least 15 to 20 that will be complete to be handed over. Beneficiaries have already been identified because the beneficiaries are going through Republic Bank, and Stephen will speak more in that regard. But certainly we're happy with what we're seeing here.
Students of Jawala and the surrounding communities in Region 7 are set to benefit from the establishment of a state-of-the-art secondary school. It will house 500 pupils in its classrooms and 400 in its dorms.
We are going to be able to close the Chinawing, Primary Top, Wax Creek, Ibamadai, Philippi, Wyling, Jawala, Kako, Krebanang, Cameron.
55 more persons graduated from several courses offered by the Carnegie School of Home Economics.
So you have today acquired for yourself all the tools you need to put yourself in a better financial position, to put your families in a better economic bracket.
Minister Manik Chanda met with the 56 teachers who recently completed programs offered through the Guyana Online Academy of Learning, GOAL.
You stepped out, and I hope for me, what I see are people, even if you don't have immediate answers, you're willing to work towards finding them. You're willing to work towards finding them. And I can't think of greater value that is being added to the education system, classroom by classroom.
Residents of Victoria and the surrounding communities are being encouraged to take advantage of the many skills training programs offered free of cost by government.
I would hope that Victoria and the surrounding communities take the opportunity and to have us execute some programs this 2023 to develop people in the communities. I would like to work out a relationship with the 2 training facilities I'm told you have in this community to see how quickly
persons seeking medical assistance, counseling, legal aid, rehabilitation services, and even shelter will soon get all these services pulled together when the Hope and Justice Center is constructed.
Hope and Justice Center, that is being constructed on the East Coast Demerara corridor. That's a collaboration between this ministry and the Legal Affairs Ministry. And my brother, the Attorney General, and I have sat down and discussed this. So we put all the services you need under one roof.
30 Guyanese received approximately $1 million each from the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport under the Cultural and Creative Industries Grant Program. This brings us to the end of this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related information, do log on to our website, dpi.gov.gy, and our social media platforms. Goodbye.